Holy by gosh, by gee, let's make kimchi. Kimchi is the universe. It's the cosmos and it's life. What is kimchi? Kimchi is fermented, spicy vegetables. That can be any vegetable you want. Traditionally, it's cabbage. To be absolutely clear, I am a rank beginner. I am not an expert in Korean food, but I made kimchi last night and it was pretty good. So I think starting to make your own kimchi, see what happens, because it's pretty easy. It's like pasta. It's easy, but obviously you get better and better and better at it. It's fermented using lactic acid, which comes from the air. You need Napa cabbage, which is this kind of cabbage. This is half a cabbage because I ordered 3 heads of cabbage to do the show and I didn't realize they were going to send me cabbages like this. So this is this kind of cabbage, you know, it's like a cone sort of. Garlic, ginger, and we're going to use our beloved Dorot ginger paste that's frozen. It's absolutely magnificent. Salt, shredded carrot for a little sweetness, feeds the lactic acid microbe. Onion if you want. I'm going to use celery tops because I love them. I'm going to use this, which I think is a daikon radish, but I'm not sure. It's a purple daikon. It's so beautiful. And it's strangely sweet. When I was doing this last night, I was surprised that this was not very hot. Do you know how these can be extremely hot? It's not hot, and it's stunning, I think. So we're going to use that. Red pepper chili flakes that make gochujang. This is just the flakes, though. You could probably use pre-made Korean chili paste, but why not do this all the way? And then we have sweet rice flour or glutinous rice flour. It's an interesting part of the recipe. It's basically food for the bacteria, and it gives sort of a medium for all the flavors to meld. So let's make kimchi. There's 3 stages: brining, first fermentation, and then the preceding fermentation, which takes as long as you want to keep your kimchi. David, who was the creative director for J. Crew for many years when I first met him, went to Korea a lot, and he would say, you could tell what time of year it was because when they made the kimchi, there wasn't a lot of garlic and kimchi smell in the restaurants or on the airplane. And as the year progressed, the smell got more and more and more pungent and actually sweeter and sweeter in flavor. Tangy, delicious. But you can eat it young and you can eat it old. You can eat it for months. The first stage is brining or salting your cabbage. Take this cabbage. I'm going to cut it this way and then I'm going to cut it this way. Think of when you've eaten kimchi, it kind of looks like that, right? This is an incredible Napa cabbage from Farm to People. Now, don't be alarmed at how much cabbage this is, because I'm going to show you the magic of brining. It reduces your cabbage content. I'm going to rinse this. Oh, that's so much kimchi, you say. What are you going to do? Oh, my God. I'm putting this in a bowl, and I'm going to salt it. Now, what does that mean? I'm going to salt it so it's slightly unpleasant to eat, but not inedible. You should still be able to eat it. You're going to rinse it, by the way. You want to put a lot of salt on here. This is regular salt, kosher salt. Don't use your fancy salt for this. There's no point. You want to make sure you get all the pieces. It's a tactile process, by the way. You want to use your hands. Even if you wash your hands, there's bacteria on your hands. But it's yeast. You're covered in yeast. There's yeast in the air right now. How do you think they made bread in the beginning? So they didn't buy packets of yeast. So it's natural fermentation, which is what we're going to do. Basically, this is salted, and it's going to shrink. Look at that. And then, whoo, that's one that's been salted for a couple of hours. Amazing. It shrinks. It pulls the moisture out. There's a lot of water there's a ton of water in the bottom of here. And it begins the process. It actually kills bad bacteria. So the ones you don't want don't survive well in a saline environment. Lactobacteria does, or is capable of doing that. So now what we're going to do is proceed with one batch, the magic of television batch. We're gonna set this salted one aside to reduce itself, and I'm gonna rinse the one that I did this morning. 2 hours brining. 3 hours, 4 hours? Sure. Overnight, I wouldn't do that because it'll really pull the moisture. So this is around 2 hours, maybe 3 hours. Look at that. Look at the water. How much do you want to rinse it? You want to rinse it so you can eat it because you don't want to make outrageously salty kimchi, right? So I want to make this somewhat dry, not totally dry, but somewhat dry. I'm just going to squeeze it. I was thinking, it's so daring, but I was thinking of when mine is fermented that I might bring it to Mr. Lee and see what he says. Boom. You also want to make sure that your fermenting vessel is not metal or plastic. Because fermentation is alive, it can react with the metal in a strange way. It can also eat the plastic, which you don't want. Ceramic or glass, we'll be using glass. We're gonna put a tablespoon of sweet rice flour or glutinous rice flour into a cup of water. Now, I did this last night, and I swear to God, it thickens up into wallpaper paste. But before we do that, we're gonna add our other leaves and stuff to the kimchi. This is celery leaves, remember? Maybe it's not exactly traditional, but it happens to be one of my favorite flavors, except for the celery soda, which didn't really work out. Still have the 5 cans. And then this amazing thing. So I'm gonna use the mandolin. I mean, how beautiful is that? Don't risk your life on the mandolin. Don't risk your life on the mandolin. Don't risk your life on the mandolin. Leave a nubbin on the mandolin. All right, I love the way that looks. It's gorgeous. And you can put scallions, is very traditional. I forgot to buy them, it doesn't matter. You can put a little bit of shallot in there if you want. Spring onions for the green. I'm going to make the glutinous paste now. This is cool. I'm gonna put a tablespoon of this in. You don't have to be precise. Close enough for government work. This is a cup of water. I'm gonna whisk it. So mix that together. And you're like, no, it's not gonna do anything. Trust me, it's gonna do something. So we're gonna leave it with the heat on. Look how liquid it is, right? Just wait. I wanna talk about my new mini food processor. As you may know, if you're a fan of Dinner Party Tonight, I have the world's worst mini food processor that you take out because you don't want to take out the big Cuisinart, and then you end up taking out the big Cuisinart because the little one doesn't work. So I went online, I went to Consumer Reports, I read everything. I want to extol the virtues of my new KitchenAid mini food processor. 2 words, life-changing. And we're gonna make kimchi paste. So I have some garlic. This is 5 cloves. I have some Dorat, previously frozen, amazing ginger. I thought this was so cool, this whole recipe. It worked. That's all we ask. Now you want to give things for the microbes to eat. Sweetness, sweet rice flour, pepper flakes. Eventually we're going to put a little sugar and vegan fish sauce so that your vegetarian friends can eat it. Just FYI, vegetarians of the world, kimchi is commonly not vegetarian. I'm just gonna check my rice flour. It's glutinous. How amazing is that? It's like a science experiment. It turns into wallpaper paste fast. 2 more minutes for that. Okay, I'm gonna put a little bit of sugar, like a teaspoon of sugar. Makes the medicine go down. And we want the fish sauce. This stuff is foul, but a pretty good substitute. 2 tablespoons, I would just put a glug. Oh. Smells like kimchi. That's ready now. Look at that. It's like wallpaper paste. I want it to cool down a little bit. These are the red pepper flakes that I showed you before. I'm gonna put 3 tablespoons in here. 1, 2, 3. It does make a mess, just warning. Okay. I'm gonna pour this into here to cool it off a little bit. Word to the wise, rinse this immediately. Because I didn't do that, and it continues to turn into wallpaper paste. I'm not gonna pour all of this, I don't think, but we'll see. Just a little bit. Oh, kimchi. I don't think we need a lot more of this, but I'm gonna put a little more in. So now we have many different foods for the lactobacteria. Flour, we have the sugar, we have the daikon. Tastes like kimchi. I'm going to put gloves on because it's got enough bacteria already. And it is totally messy. Here comes the mess. Here we go. I mean, what does that look like to you? That's kimchi. I think that's pretty good. I spent last night looking all over the house for these beautiful Weck jars that I bought, the bigger ones. I don't know where they went. So all I have is this little ball jar, which is very narrow-necked. So I'm rolling it into a sort of a cigar and dropping it in. It makes a big mess. It smells amazing already. When I did the clear down last night when I was alone, I found like splashes all over the place. I'm gonna use a little bit of this. Now I'm gonna. Okay. This does stain, be warned. Clean the sides of the jar before I close it. For the first fermentation, you're gonna leave it for 4 to 5 days in a room temperature room. Not a hot room and not a cold room. Your fermentation will be affected by the ambient temperature in your house. Some houses will ferment faster than others. It is recommended that you put a film of plastic on top of it to prevent excessive oxygen, which will make very rapid fermentation. Folding this into sort of a cap, pressing this down, putting this on top. It's a little dirty. I'm gonna rinse it with a wet cloth, but first of all, I have the plastic pressing down, all the veg. Now listen, you can make kimchi anything. You can make kimchi carrots. You can make kimchi fish. You can make kimchi fish. You have to be, the fermentation thing's a little different, but you don't have to stick to cabbage. Really, you can kimchi anything. 4 to 5 days in a room in your house, preferably out of direct sunlight. Then you put it in your fridge, you can eat it for months. It'll continue to mellow and change, get more tangy, yummy. Makes the kimchi better. So here we go. This is the kimchi that we just made. It's in a smaller jar, and there was more cabbage. And this is the kimchi I made last night. Now, honestly, it's not fermented. It's only one night, but we're gonna sample it. And I'm gonna put this one in a beautiful dark resting place so that it can rest. Nikki, do you wanna try some unfermented kimchi?
Certainly.
So you only have one go because we have clean forks. So here we go.
Go for it.
Get a big piece.
All right, I'll go. I want that piece.
Wow, it's a lot of kimchi. What do you think?
It's spicy.
It's good, right?
It's good.
It's not that spicy.
Thanks.
It's really good though, but it's definitely not fermented.
Right.
It tastes like salad with hot sauce on it. Resealing it. I'm pretty happy with that. Stinks though, right?
Yeah, really stinky. Everyone's gonna know that you made kimchi.
Yep. Apparently Paul loves kimchi.
Who is Rudolph's favorite pop star?
I don't know.
Beyonce.
They serve it in those little dishes when you go to a Korean restaurant. It's called panchan, I believe. I can't remember if I'm saying the word correctly. Those little dishes you get of all those delicious things, fermented black beans, all that. Oh my God, I love that stuff. And one of them is usually kimchi. So let's see what happens.
Okay, here's the kimchi flavor development report. It's May 26th. This kimchi was, looks like it was jarred on March 28th. And when I tasted it back then, it was pretty garlicky, not too spicy, so it was delicious, but not super pungent. Let's see what happened. Let's see what it tastes like. Yeah, it's definitely spicier, for sure. It's a little more pungent, very delicious, but much stronger tasting. Okay, enjoy.
Now that we've made kimchi, which of course heals all ills, it is medicinal actually. I want to tell you, I've had kind of an amazing back problem for about 5 months critical and about 3 years somewhat critical. I started doing PT, and the amazing Dr. Kayla Peluso literally set me on the road to recovery. Do you know what that means? It means a lot. That's my dog drinking water. If you're crippled and somebody tells you a few things to do at home and suddenly you're less crippled, that's a big deal. So thank you, Kayla, from the bottom of my heart, and I'll see you at the play. Thank you for even watching this show for 5 minutes, for writing us, for stopping me in the dog park, running up and saying thank you. It means the world to us. You can't even imagine what it means. They tell me to tell you to press the things, the button, the something or other, the subscribe and the alert or whatever it is. I don't really understand how it works, but we want to say thank you for watching Dinner Party tonight, where we made kimchi. Don't risk your life on the mandolin. Don't risk your life on the mandolin. Don't risk your life on the mandolin. Leave a nubbin on the mandolin.